across the county.
Gavana ma Mandera ni mbele komiti ma senet mar omenda kodwoko penjo ichal mar kedo gi tiyo marach gomenda e alworano. Wawinjane kaka twak dhi nyime.
And do a special audit particularly on that particular line. Now, the reason why we picked this is obviously this is a line where you budget for your response to drought since you don't have a fund. The reason why we are here is you are non-conformance, because if this was in a fund, we'll be discussing this in a separate meeting for the emergency fund statement. But now we have to discuss it as a line budget item. And I hope in 2025, 2026, this practice is going to stop. Now, we are concerned if this is being run by the CCs and CEOs and different points and different centers, then accountability becomes slippery, as it is right now. Because I'm sure for seedlings, you might point us to the agriculture guy. For education, you might point us to the education guy. And for water tracking, you might point us to the water tracking guy. But if there's a fund administrator, it becomes one central point. Please, this provision was in the PFM 10 years ago. It is inexcusable that today you don't have it. So I think we will also reprimand the county for not doing that. But we demand a thorough audit of that expenditure. Now, Governor, you may have appeared before the devolution committee in the month of around February 2023. Senator Mohamed Chute had requested for a statement regarding the acquisition and distribution of relief supplies from the County Revenue Fund by the county government of Marsabit and neighboring county governments. And that inquiry extended to other counties including Marsabit, Wajir, Turkana, Samburu, Isiolo, and Mandera counties. The devolution committee, having considered the submissions that you made before them, reached the conclusion that the issues raised require an in-depth analysis and audit query to further investigate the diversion of allocations for development for the purpose of purchasing relief food. This falls within the mandate of the County Public Accounts Committee, and therefore the devolution committee recommended that the matter be directed to the County Public Accounts Committee for further consideration. I want to take up that challenge from the devolution committee and in the specific case, ask the Auditor General for a thorough analysis on the expenditure on relief, expenditure on emergency response, expenditure on the educational support and educational benefits. And we'll agree, and I think since you're not very busy, I believe this is something you can achieve in the next 30 or 60 days. We'll agree on the scope, we'll agree on the timing. Members, if we don't resolve this, if we go ahead and start talking about one-third salary rule, and talk about ethnic diversity in Mandera, and talk about employment of persons with disability, very, very important. But if we don't provide assurance to the public and the people of Mandera that expenditure in relation to emergency and drought is above board, we will be wasting the time and resources of taxpayers. The only other matter that I thought we could give some attention as we wait for that detailed report, and then we'll call the governor to respond, is on pending bills. And Governor, you might miss the first part of your dedication, but we can spend 10 minutes on pending bills.
There are 15 minutes to prayers.
There are 15 minutes to prayers.
Yeah.
Chair, can I propose a way forward? Since we don't have clarity on the issue of, as you have directed on the issue of seedlings of 55 million, 49 and 382.3 million on relief services, you can direct that the OAG goes and gives us the breakdown and accountability of that amount, including the transfer that to the orphanages. How many are they? Because here it is indicated orphans of 12 million Kenya shillings, which is a more relevant and serious issue for Mandera. Chair, it would not make sense to go to trade payables or the pending bills, as they say now, because most likely they are still attached to the expenses that were done under relief services because they are interconnected.
Okay, I think the mood of my members is to allow the governor to fulfill his religious obligation, and then that means, clerk, the next time we schedule Mandera, let's be careful not to schedule the county on a Friday. I think just being sensitive to...
Maybe, Chair, any other county that the governor is a Muslim.
Yeah.
Don't put it on
Yeah,
Friday.
so I don't want any message to go out that the governor has had a free pass. It's just that concern. It's no free pass. We are still going to have an appointment.